I left Dent early, walking back through its mercifully quiet, cobbled streets.
Dent is renowned for its knitters. Somebody wrote a book or an article called The Terrible Knitters of Dent, and particularly during the Victorian era, both men and women and children were prolific knitters. They'd perfected the art of just doing it one-handed, so they could knit while they were churning milk, mowing meadows or whatever, and it brought in a source of major income for them. And I think as time went by, the men stopped knitting, started to get a bit embarrassed about it, and when Wainwright got there in 1938, somebody lent him a book to read about it, but it says that knitting parties are still held but not as frequent, and he described his host. She was knitting all evening and her husband was just drumming out the rhythm on the arm of his chair, so it's like it was still in him but it wasn't entirely died out. Today's route goes up and over Whernside. It's another really hot day. I'm back to carry my full load again, and yeah, it's going to be tough. I just have to take it nice and steady. One for another day. I don't know what the Oompa Loompa means though. Well, I tried to take the river path. It's completely overgrown, so I took a path either side of the river that would meet up with it eventually. That deteriorated, came to a dead end. So I thought, come up to the road. That path wasn't signed, so I had to keep backtracking and fighting my way through undergrowth. So I'm on the road. At least I make steady progress. Well, that was a bit of a look. Just walking on the road, I saw this gate opening seemingly by itself. It wasn't by itself. There's a sheep sort of rubbing itself on it, and it was just opening the gate, and all the other sheep were crowding round ready to come out onto the road, so I chased them all back in and shut it, but it wouldn't fasten very well, so they just do it again. So I'm afraid I had to take a big stone off the dry stone wall and drop it down in front of the gate so it won't open, but at least your sheep are safe. That's where I should have come up if I could have found the path. This is it. Let's hope the path starts to get a bit better now. I'm going up there. That's Whernside. Wainwright didn't. He took the road up Kingsdale, which may be on the other side of that lump there, I'm not sure. But it just goes up and over and down to Ingleton.
I attained at length a point where I could have my last sight of Dentdale before the slope of the hill hid it from view. The valley far below was bathed in bright sunshine. It presented a sleepy, tranquil picture. I regarded the scene for a while, wondering when again I should pass that way. Perhaps I've seen it now for the last time. It may be that never again should I set eyes on lovely Dentdale.
This limestone pavement looks a good place for a break before we strike up for the summit. And I said goodbye to Dent and headed for Whernside, which, as soon as I left the cottages behind, loomed huge before me. Whernside is higher than either Ingleborough or Pennines, but it lacks their majesty. Ingleborough is a mountain wherever you see it from. Pennines is a noble hill in every view, but Whernside, despite its greater massiveness, is no more than a long high moor, with only at strange times resting on a shelf below the summit to lift it out of the ordinary. Yet they make a fine triumvirate. Whernside, Ingleborough, Pennines, these three, rearing lofty heads above the countryside, watching each other today as they have for countless ages. I should like to think that when the time comes for me to be judged, I shall be judged by my thoughts and conduct when I've been free on the hills, not when I have been fettered to my desk. almost at the junction with the Three Peaks route. So I've got a feeling I'm probably going to see quite a few Three Peakers, because this is probably going to be about the time they're going to hit Whernside. I see a couple of people walking up already. Blimey, it's a tough old climb, but the view's a little hazy, but good.
The path became busier as I joined the Three Peaks route.
I don't know if you can see, but there's a train just going over the Riverbed viaduct very slowly. And now, steeply down.
The official route passes over the top of Twistleton Scar, but I was nearly out of water, so I took a track down to the small village of Dale, hoping there might be a tap in the churchyard. There wasn't, but I did find a stream to fill up at a little bit further along the road.
This is a lovely view. You can see right up to Ingleton there, but I'm a bit done appreciating it because not got much water left and really, really hot. I just want to get to Ingleton. That, I think it must be Twistleton Scar. Quite impressive. It's part of the waterfalls walk, so I think I'll go before everyone gets here. That's a sight for sore eyes. Ingleton.
When I finally reached Ingleton, the first thing I did was seek out a cafe because I was desperate for a drink. My campsite was quite a way out the village, so I faced a painful trudge down the road to get there.
It's what you call a fixer-upper.